Good morning, everyone. It's 9 a.m. I'd like to welcome everybody to the July 6, 2021 Limestone County Work Session. Ellen, do we have any public comment?
We do. Terry Richardson with Athens Main Street.
Terry, if you don't mind, step up, please.
Please excuse me if I'm going to leave early. I've got a funeral to get to after this.
We totally understand.
Thank you for allowing me to go first. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your past support of Athens Main Street. I want to be respectful of your time, and given I'm very passionate about the community and the mission, I want to be sure I share my most important points, so please excuse me as I read this. When I was here early last July, we all truly thought that the COVID crisis would be behind us by fall. As we all know, it was not. The cover letter in your packet goes into great detail on the activities we focused on during the latter part of 2020 and to date in 2021. We efforted not only carrying on with our normal mission-critical activities, but also coming up with new solutions and pivots to our downtown to stay afloat, all of which I'm extremely proud. Also, when I was here last year, we had just instituted temporary outdoor dining. It became so successful, we have expanded it and made it permanent. It has truly made the entire square bustling and vibrant. We used our Main Street branding and public and private donations to purchase the bollards and the chains, the matching umbrellas and the courthouse lawn tables. Both the sidewalk dining and the courthouse lawn tables are used constantly. Thank you for allowing us to put those tables on the courthouse lawn. Thank you also for allowing us to include the courthouse lawn in the entertainment district. It has also greatly increased foot traffic for our retailers, restaurants, and during our events. Speaking of events, we were able to hold our traditional beloved events, our Athens Saturday Market, Chocolate Walk, Sip and Cider, Christmas Open House, and this year we added the Christmas Parade, partnering with Limestone County Commission, the Chamber, Tourism, and some really fantastic volunteers. We all pulled together and were able to pull it off, even as our longtime sponsor pulled out due to COVID. All of these efforts bring interest and excitement into our community. We have a number of new businesses opening downtown. Our occupancy rate is very high, and once buildings go on the market or up for lease in downtown, they are snapped up pretty quickly. I work every week with potential business owners who would like to relocate downtown. I would love to go into great detail on our Merchants Alley project. We've raised over $100,000 in private funds to renovate the UG White Alley and make it a beautiful, vibrant gathering space, but I'm out of time. So I want to say, I hope you see from our focus, we are agile, we're able to pivot and to react to what is important. But we can't do it without your appropriation. We're asking you to please continue to fund our appropriation at the current level of $10,000. Thank you.
Terry, I just want to thank you for all you do, and I know the business owners downtown really appreciate it, because a lot of them wouldn't have made it through this COVID crisis if it wouldn't have been for you and your leadership on helping them with their curbside pickup and things. So thank you for all you do.
I want to thank you for enclosing your budget and your last few years of your statements and all that too. That means a lot to us, because we want to know where your money's being spent, how it's being spent, how much money you got in your account at this point and all that. And that's most important to me when somebody comes and asks for the money, that they show us how they spend it and where they're going to get it. So thank you.
Any other information, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Terry, thank you. Me and Terry's working on some other projects, so maybe we can reveal later down the road. So thank you, Terry. And I want to say one thing. Chris Becker called this morning, and Chris Becker's son is quarantined, so he didn't want to come be here with us today. So, and I will say this on Chris's behalf. They had applied for a grant out at the extension office and redone the kitchen out there and stuff. If you hadn't got out there to do educational cooking classes and stuff, and that's what his appropriation's about. But I went out and toured it the other day, and they have done an excellent job out there with redoing that kitchen out there at the extension office. So. All right, go ahead. Any more, Ellen?
Yes. Lee Patterson with Keith Athens Limestone Beautiful.
Thank you. Come on up, Lee.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me And what I want to do is just kind of read the letter really quick on the front and then the back. The middle is filled with our growth that we've had over the last year, our programs and projects. I'm not going to go over those in detail. You can look at those, what we do in the community, our partnerships, and how we fundraise. But I want to focus on just the letter part. First of all, I would like to thank you for your support for over the last year. I've enjoyed working with you all on different projects, and I appreciate everything that you've done, whether through volunteering at events, supporting our cleanup efforts by providing trailers, disposal of the litter and debris through appropriations, and the many other things that you have done to help our organization. Because of our partnership, KALB continues to be able to accomplish many good things for Limestone County. On behalf of the Keep Athens Limestone Beautiful Commission, I am respectfully requesting that the Limestone County Commission consider an appropriation to Keep Athens Limestone Beautiful in the amount of $25,000 as was appropriated last year. This funding will be used to help cover expenses for another household hazardous waste collection and for our other projects and programs, including cleanup events. Though 2020 and 2021 have been very difficult to navigate due to COVID-19, KALB has managed to thrive thanks to the support from our community, our businesses, the Limestone County Commission, and the City of Athens. We've now successfully hosted 2 household hazardous waste collection events in the last year, offering residents the opportunity to properly dispose of household chemicals, yard chemicals, pesticides, tube lighting, and more, keeping these items out of landfills and waterways, and 750 vehicles were serviced between the 2 events. And I do want to add one thing here. Because of our partnership with Huntsville, with the Huntsville Solid Waste Disposal Authority, they actually saved us a lot of money on this event. I looked it up this morning, and they had quoted us $7,500 just for paint alone. And Huntsville partnered with us, and we were able to dispose of that through them, and the only cost to us was the roll-offs. And we had 7 full roll-offs for the first event and 4 full roll-offs for the next. So that was a huge savings. We've partnered with or hosted 8 different cleanup events this year. That's not including individuals, resulting in almost 75,000 pounds of litter and debris being removed from roadsides, public lands, and waterways in Athens and Limestone County. And we've had more volunteers than we've ever had. 569 community volunteers were engaged at just the cleanup events alone. So that's a lot of people that have stepped forward and done good for our community. As our area continues to grow at an unprecedented rate, the KALB organization works to provide services that are beneficial to our residents, along with programs that help Limestone County work toward litter-free communities. These services and programs will in turn attract more economic growth, increase property values, promote better quality of life. The KALB organization is blessed with a very active and stable volunteer commission and staff and a very frugal financial history. Please find enclosed our most recent financial statements and proposed budget, and if there's any more information that you need, my door is always open. Please come by, call me, whatever you need. I'll be glad to provide that. Once again, we're so grateful for your continued support and for our organization for recognizing its value to the community. And through our important partnership, we can continue to make positive changes in Limestone County as we work together to make it cleaner, greener, and more beautiful. Thank you for your consideration.
Anybody have any questions for Lee? I want to thank you, Lee, and I've worked both hazardous household waste pickups and helped with the volunteers, and I know we had a big day out in District 4 out there, and thank you for all you do for the county.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Lee.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Ella.
Becky Bentley with Child Advocacy Center.
How you doing this morning, Becky?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
So those of you here, I hope you got some information about child abuse prevention. I took the opportunity to take advantage of an audience. So this morning, as far as the commissioners are concerned, I would like to thank you for the $20,000 you allocated to us this past year. And thank you for the opportunity to request funds this year. And I'd just like to say, working with CACs throughout the state, this is not an opportunity that is given in every county. So thank you for the opportunity we have to present to you. You each have an official letter that's detailing our request for this next year and an outline in detail of the services we provide. Instead of reading through the letter, I would like to talk First of all, I did not get into this field to ask for money. I got into this field to help people. And so this part of my job is the necessary evil attached to my job description. So it is not what I enjoy doing the most. But we have, as a CAC, have grown this past year. We've seen a 35% increase in the children's family we see. And this is during the COVID period. So this coming up here, instead of asking just for the $20,000, we are asking for $24,000. This is an increase of $1,000 a quarter. It will cover the cost roughly of seeing 1.5 children from the time they come in our door through the whole process to the time they graduate from counseling. At that time, they will have roughly between 75 and 100 face-to-face hours with our staff. I say they may be gone at that point because if they have a criminal trial coming up, they come back to our center at that point and they have counseling and receive victim advocate services and support all the way through the trial and through that closure, because that reopens trauma to them during that trial process. So I hope that when you look at the letter, you will believe that the extra $4,000 we're asking for is worthy of some of the county money. So what I'd like to do is look at a few numbers. In the United States, the child abuse report is made every 36 seconds. In the United States, someone has a heart attack every 40 seconds. This year, 1 in 96 people will die from an opioid overdose. 1 in 88 will die by suicide. 1 in 66 will be diagnosed with leukemia. 1 in 54 children will be diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder. 1 in 10 children will be sexually abused by the age of 18. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. 1 in 7 children will be victims of child abuse or neglect. Do you know when Breast Cancer Awareness Month is? Do you know the color of ribbon for autism, for breast cancer awareness? We know about these things because we will talk about them. We will fight for them as a community. Child abuse is something no one wants to talk about, especially child sexual abuse. So finally, what I would like to do with my remaining minute or so is to challenge you in getting more involved in protecting children, taking a stand against child abuse. Remember, 1 in 10 children will be sexually abused by the time they are 18. How many kids are on your child or your grandchild's ball team, in their classroom at school? How many came over for their last birthday party? How many children are in the Sunday school class you teach? Does that give the 1 in 10 more perspective? The 1 in 7 who have experienced abuse or neglect this past year. There are 4 of you sitting here today. I challenge you to reach out to the CAC. Come by and see us across the street. Take a tour of our building. In the packet, you have a copy of a little flyer about the Storage of Children's program that we offer. It's a 1.5-hour training program. I challenge you each to take it. We offer it throughout the year. We would come do it just for you. We would do it for all the accounting employees, no charge. Use your platform here to help protect our children in Limestone County. Something I've learned as I've worked at the CAC is that I truly believe it is our moral responsibility to protect our children. So I hope you take that challenge with me and appreciate what you've done for us, and hopefully what you will continue to do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Becky.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions for Becky?
I do. For the 2 newer ones, she takes her money. Like last year, she took $20,000 and rolled it over and got $325,000 by using our 20. This year, she's asking for 24, which will increase it to $357,000. So I mean, our money makes her a whole lot of money. So the money that we give her is not necessarily what she spends. She just takes that and rolls it over and makes a whole lot more.
One of the things I spoke to in that letter is the money I'm requesting is certainly not enough to cover our need for our match. Our match money goes up every time we ask for additional funds. And so this year we've really expanded and tried to grow our volunteers in our intern program. We have a solid intern program now, and we are able to use that as in-kind match to go with what you give us to even help our money go further. So I try to be stewards of those.
And sadly, you're talking about 1 in 7. I bet you with COVID later on, those numbers will be closer to 1 in 5 with the stresses and the unemployment and the parents having,
Do you
undue.
think if we've gone up 35% this past year during COVID?
Oh, yeah.
That is the outcome of the end of COVID.
At the
and
end.
It's going to grow up, and then the county grows, increasing in size.
Yeah.
Increases what's here. So.
And I will encourage the two newer commissioners. If y'all have never been over there, I have been over there before, and it is. They have a great facility over there, and they can. And like I said, you know, anytime you invest in money and getting that big a return on it, I mean, it's a great program, and they do a lot for a lot of people in this community.
Thank you, and please enjoy our building. It's about to be painted this week if it doesn't rain every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
All right. Have we have any more, Ellen?
We do not.
Do we have any more public comment period?
We do not.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I thought we had one more
Yes,
coming
yes.
up.
Sam and Eva Anderson.
All right. Mr. Anderson, if you don't mind, step up here, please. How y'all doing today?
Oh, we're doing okay. Our roof decided to spring a leak in the middle of the night, so.
Oh, my.
Not good.
No, it's not.
And especially not with the weather we had last night.
No, it's really not. So, yeah, we got that headache going on. So we were here a few months ago, and, you know, brought up the issue of the building at 17480 Sudbury Drive. And the problems with the bass and the noise coming from that building. And, you know, we took a lot of recommendations, tried all the things we could, you know, getting in touch with the sheriff's department, deputies, whatnot, getting our neighbors involved. And lots of people in our neighborhood have been calling about it. In fact, one of them, Judy McCurry, I believe, Judy McCurry, yesterday actually had to call the sheriff's department on them. But nothing seems to be working. In fact, the noise is getting worse. And
it's not just getting worse, but there's no schedule for these people. So, you know, sometimes it's at 11:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. Sometimes it's at 9 o'clock at night on a Thursday. Sometimes it's every day of the week. Sometimes it's only Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I have had to convert a garage into a studio apartment to escape to because I cannot live in my own house with the noise. My neighbors across the street recently moved here from Michigan. They have 2 newborn twin daughters, and I know they're not getting much sleep. My neighbor Judy was in tears because she cannot enjoy her own home. She has French doors, they rattle. When I called the sheriff's department the last time, they said, well, we drove by, it didn't seem that loud. I said, we can hear it inside of our homes. It is that loud.
it would be that loud to anybody who has to live there. When you have to be in your own home and you're trying to relax, and for 3 straight hours, 5 nights a week, you just hear boom, 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 boom in your chest. You can't live there. And people are leaving. Our neighbor Kathy, our neighbor Jerry, they have to leave when this happens. I mean, we literally have no peace in our own neighborhood where we've lived for 8 years.
And Judy's
something,
lived there
yeah.
since 1993, and she's never had a single problem. She told me that she has never once in all the time she's lived there had a problem. Now she's afraid. She's afraid to come to the meeting. She was afraid to drive past the building. She takes the alternate road out of our own cul-de-sac because she's afraid that they'll see her and cause problems for her because she lives by herself. We're trying our best. We've done everything we could to speak with the people, to try to be reasonable with them, and nothing is working. And I believe that Judy's afraid because they've shown an obvious disregard for everybody else.
For every
that's
single
in the
person who lives
community.
there. They do not care about anybody else in that neighborhood. We would have welcomed them with open arms. We were planning, when I found out it was going to be a church, when we found out, you know, it's going to be an event center for families, we thought that's great. And then they go and they do this, and there's no way to treat your neighbors. You know, I brought the petition that we had signed back, just in case you need another copy of it. But you know, we've got 13 houses that have signed, and that doesn't even include everybody who's bothered by this.
Another addition I'd like to make, if I could, is a good friend of mine works at a Holiday Inn here off of 72, and last week she had a family check into the hotel that had just moved here from out of state. They're in District 4. They had to check into her hotel because they couldn't live in
Thank you. And I will see if I can find anything from the sheriff's office, make sure
I've talked
if
to
they
them,
quite
I've
there.
talked to them
I'll
several
talk to them.
times, and they say they go out, but that the music's never on when they get there. Or they tell them to turn it down, and then they leave. So
I've got video.
Ah.
Yeah.
They often will take an hour to respond, or they'll just drive by and do nothing.
right.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Do we have any more, Ellen?
We do not.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Moving forward, we have no resolutions and orders today. Under contracts, agreements, and grants, we'll it'll be only one item on here. It'll be to approve a contract with TARCOG Area Agency on Aging Consolidated Appropriations Act in the amount of $35,000, which will be effective on July the 1st of 2021 until the December the 31st of 2021. Any discussion with that?
Is that just kind of a standard thing we do every year?
Yeah, we have to approve these contracts every year, so that's nothing new. If you have any questions about it, I mean, Mark can answer anything you need about it. Any more discussion with it? All right, no more discussion with the contract there. We have no budget revisions, no merchant purchases, no board appointments, no award of bids. Under personnel action will be to approve to hire Brian Christopher Ozer, I guess that's Ozer, is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
As a part-time school resource officer. Any discussion with him? All right, no discussion with him. Today we have no merit increases, and at this point, our engineer's report, Mr. Massey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have been approached by the archives to pave their parking lot, and we've been in discussion. Archives is going to reallocate some money within their budget to pay for that. So I'm asking you guys to amend the paving schedule to add archives parking to the paving schedule. We'll put it in there at the end of the paving schedule, so we'll just add that to that list so that we can get to that this year. So but anyway, we have that request. And
Can I add something to that for a second?
What?
We have discussed this several times, and I've had it measured and looked at doing it. And me and Terry had looked at doing it with some other we were with tourism stuff, but we're going to go ahead and get it done. But Eddie at the EMA, they have requested us to do the parking lot out there too. And while we're doing this, you want to just add it on the schedule too.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just need to know.
That way we won't have to go back and amend it again. I mean, yeah. So I would ask that we add EMA along with the archives on the.
If you'll just let me know when it comes time where to get the purchase order for the materials from.
Well,
he's agreeable to
add
that to
they're
his
agreeable.
budget.
Yes, they were going to do it when they redone the building and stuff out there, and it just kind of has slipped through. We have talked about it, but just never have actually got it done. But it will come out of there. I think they have some remainder money left for this year.
Okay,
and
like I said, which I can get with Eddie as far as that goes.
Even if we don't get to it, it'll be on the list to where it'll be if we do have time.
Well, it's kind of like at the archives. We had a man fall out there about a week ago. Came and met with me, knees all skinned up, elbows, and it's where he tripped out there over some area that was not good at the EMA building. When they came in and they did the renovations on the concrete, they left a lip about like that. Well, a wheelchair's not going over that lip. Someone that's handicap's not going over that lip. So I don't care if it's in the budget or it's not. It's a safety issue, and we're going to have to find somehow to fix that at the EOC and to fix that at there. So I don't know what revisions we got to do, or if they've got it or if they don't have it, but it's one of those things that it's dangerous enough at both locations that it's got to be fixed.
I understand. Like I said, I just need to know where to pull.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I can't pull it out of thin air.
Emily will find it.
I just need to know where to get the PO.
I got you.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Anyway, like I said, but yeah, that'll be fine. If we can add EMA and archives, then we'll add that to our paving schedule.
And I just want to go ahead and add it that way. If we do get around to it, we can get to it.
I agree.
Other than that, we have one subdivision for your consideration today, Capshaw Grove Subdivision Phase 2. This is a major, so it will be for preliminary approval. 86 lots in District 2, east side of Lipscomb Road, approximately 2,800 feet south of Capshaw Road. So out for your consideration today.
Anybody got any discussions with Mark on any of the items on there? All right, thank you, Mark. We have no other business scheduled. We have no scheduled public hearings. Report of officers. Let the record, Commissioner Simon is out today. He has gone to the RC&D meeting, so he's there today. So, and Mr. Barksdale.
I'll just wait till after the meeting.
All right, thank you, Mr. Barksdale. Commissioner Black.
I have nothing.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Townsend.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
And for my part, I just want to thank everybody for being here today, and thank everybody for coming in and bringing in your appropriations, and we'll be taking all of them in consideration. And thank everybody for being here today. And we will adjourn and recess until 10 a.m.